Book 3. The Council of the Ages. Chapter 3. Part 1. He was a misunderstood monarch, perhaps because of what? Of his reign for men. As for the elves are considered by most to be a hero who made everything possible to preserve his kingdom and his people. The Life of a Mistral 18. Author, Paulanna Esmernial. Paulanna was in one of the towers on the southern border. She didn't have to stand guard, but there she was contemplating the scene. For the last 4 years after her degradation she had been stationed on the northern frontier patrolling the dull marshlands of the Eternal Mist. A sparsely inhabited place that had a minimum number of soldiers. She spent weeks alone in an abandoned fort with only the company of a dog and many cats. And the incredible thing is that she did not miss life at all at court or with her comrades in the Knights of Ellen. For her it was a liberation. But by surprise he received a letter ordering him to return immediately to Paulanna by direct order of Prince Enrich. Leaving the tranquility of the swamps was a shock. He still did not understand the reason why they had ordered his return. When he arrived he only found many rumors. The only certainty is that the Council of the Ages had been convened, something unheard of, but that was not the most incredible thing, no. The king was going to allow some orcs to set foot in the palace of the heavens again, a real disgrace for all the elves. The Nyarak were coming back and that was quite a provocation. And there she was watching as the best Knights of Ellen, commanded by Enrich, received the strange guests, who were guarded by Ziranak. The truth is that they seemed to be prisoners rather than illustrious guests. The world is sinking into its own feces. The elf commented bitterly as she watched the scene. Ziranak must be holding back the urge to kill them, she thought to herself. Dalaran, Paulanna. 2 knights greeted the elf, but she did not answer them as she was focused on the extraordinary fact of seeing orcs in her elf kingdom. Ziranak was able to arrive to receive the Nyarak. One of them commented. Paulanna looked at the knight in surprise. The elf explained. He had just arrived from the Shadow Mines. There was a great attack on the mines. The king had no choice but to send his best knights. Nobody knows. The king does not want it to be known that he has a very serious problem in his own territory. From what it seems Ziranak got a great victory. Stufos will no longer be a problem, for the time being. Ziranak is Ellen's best knight, the king's favorite. He was so superior to the rest of the warriors that even Enrich accepted his position. The Stufos never beat each other definitively, they always come back. Paulanna commented. You should keep in mind, Enrich as you lined up Paulanna. Look for a place there. The elf was silent. The other knight continued talking. He seemed to be amused by the matter. You don't know. He has called you to see if he can provoke you. Look for a mistake of yours. He can't get even with Ziranak, so he looks for something to entertain himself with. Nazeball. First the Nyaraks, now Enrich. Let him send me there. At least I'll die with dignity. I won't be here like the 2 of you, licking his ass for millennia. The 2 elves laughed out loud at Paulanna's words. You're capable of that. If, on the first occasion, I will make him happy, I would rather die than endure in this place. Well, you're going to have an opportunity that is not even noticeable. What do you say? Enrich is going to send a select group of Ellen's knights to the great banquet and wants them to sit next to the Nyarak to keep an eye on them. The other gentleman continued his companion's story. He did so behind the backs of the king and Ziranak. Enrich has chosen those gentlemen he holds in the least esteem, as an insult. That's why he brought you here too. You will be one of them. Me. To sit next to some Nyarak. The elven knights laughed at Paulanna again, relieved that they would not be the ones who would suffer such an insult. And beware of doing something. The order of the great king is clear. No matter how disgusted we may be with them, we should treat them with all the courtesy possible. Paulanna punched a stone. They were the cause of her brother's death, and Inrich put them next to him, quite a provocation, because he would fall into the trap. If what awaited him in life was to be the prince's toy, the game would soon be over. Without saying goodbye to his two companions, he descended from the tower. There he met his captain, who told him an order he had just received. Paulanna was to report to the Palace of Heaven as soon as possible. Prince Inrich was calling for her services.